Hi folks, hope you're all well, hope you're all loud and clear, hope you can hear me. Give me a few seconds because there's a couple of more people has to come on board and I'll be ready to rock and roll with you. So a few more seconds and then we're ready to go, okay? Okay, everybody, let's get rock and rolling. For anybody that I haven't said a happy new year to, I wish us all a very, very happy and prosperous new year. And I hope everything goes according to your plans. We all have plans and we all start the new year off with all our New Year's resolutions. So you can see here where it says we can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. And Oprah Winfrey says that, and I couldn't agree with it more. So who do you want to become? What do you want to be? And why I want to speak to you here this evening, folks, is because in January we all get a clean slate. We all get the new year ahead of us, and for the new people that's on here, it's all just brand new for you. So you've got a complete brand new slate. So what I want you to do for me is I want you to write 3 things down and write down 3 reasons why you're on this webinar this evening. I want you to think about it and write down 3 things why you're on this webinar this evening. I'm going to give you a little bit of hush time for to write that down. Okay, and if you look at the reasons why you're on here this evening and the 3 things that you've put down, prioritize them. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. And just hold on to them while we're going through the presentation, and I'll help you out with that later on. So one of the things that everybody gets excited about is their journey, where they're going, what they want to do, what they want to achieve, all the things that's in front of them. They know what Forever can offer them, and really you have to seriously look at what it is that you want from Forever. I know what I want from Forever, but it wasn't always that way. I had to really focus my head and focus my vision, and things gets in the way and people get in the way and life gets in the way, and sometimes it drags you away from where you're going, and then you come back again, you do another wee bit, and then it drags you away again. And how you can stop that happening, folks, is that you really need to concentrate and use the month of January for doing it. to really concentrate on what we call your dream boards or your dream book or whatever way you want to do it. But it is very vital in this industry that you do have visuals of what it is that you want out of your business. You know, all the big entrepreneurs will show you that whenever they started off first, that they cut pictures out of catalogs, and they like I recently have been starting to cut different things again out of different magazines and pictures and pasting them onto a board, and you know, just looking at them, and the universe tells you that if whatever you can believe you can achieve, and whatever you can see in front of you happens. But if you do not have something constantly looking at it all the time, it is so easy for that to go away out of your vision. And I don't care if you're sitting on here this evening and you say, oh, I don't believe in all that nonsense stuff. If you are serious about building this business, you need to do these things. Buddy up with somebody if you don't want to do it on your own. If you've got kids, get your kids to help you, and they love doing all this type of stuff. But make sure you do a goal board, a vision board, a dream board, whatever it is that you want to call it, or a dream book, and do your, as it says in your First Steps to Managers book, do your personal goals, your family goals, your long-term, your short-term goals, and put them all down in your vision books. Now, this should be done before you even start working out what it is that you're going to do to achieve these things. That's so important. So I would write down now, the first thing to do is to get your dream board or your dream books sorted out, and know exactly why you're doing your forever business. I was coming home today from Gail's house, and I was on the motorway, and I had to be home to my house at the latest 5:15. So I left Gail's in time in Glengormley, and at 5:15 I was still sitting on the motorway at Lisburn, and I was looking and thinking, oh my goodness, is what people do every single day of the week? This is terrible. Absolutely wasting so much time and so much energy and so much diesel and everything. You know, and this is what you've got in your hands, folks, something that can change your life. You know, I have done it, and I know what I'm talking about. So when I said the First Steps to Manager, if you have not got that book out, and if you have not started from page 1, please start doing it, because everything you need to do is in your First Steps to Managers. You need to get your contact list out in January, and you either need to refresh it or you need to do it, and you need to do it right. The minimum you should have on your contact list is 100 contacts, and then that's a minimum, because if you're doing this business part-time, you should be doing 3 to 5 calls a day, or PM messages, or text messages, or emailing, or speaking to people face to face, at least 3 to 5 a day. If you're doing the business full-time, you should be doing at least 10 a day. So let's say you're doing 5 a day. After 10 days, that's 50 people. Your contact list is going to run short. There is a way that you can actually go up into your Facebook page, and I think it's the right hand corner, and there's a drop down menu, and that you can actually print off all the people, all your friends on your Facebook page. But whenever you print that off, don't just have that as your contact list. Actually take the names that you've printed off and write them into a book. And what this does is that actually makes you, believe it or not, remember something about that person, or you put them in, write them down, and then you can write a profile about that person. But when you actually transfer one from the other, it subconsciously puts them into your mind. So add them to your contact list, and you should be adding contacts every day. That's what this business is about. It's about contacts. Whether the contacts is for your products or whether the contact is for your business, it doesn't matter either way. You need to be talking to people. And when you're talking to people, that's whenever you're building your business. You're not building your business whenever you're reading a book. You're not building your business when you're listening to a CD. You're not building building the business when you're searching on newsfeed and Facebook. You're not building the business, believe it or not, even when you're on here with me. You're only building your business when you're actually physically talking to people. So you do these type of things on non-income producing activities time. And the reason why I put this one on at 8 o'clock at night, because everybody that I asked said that this time suits them. I think it would be better if we did it at 10 o'clock at night, so that you could do your phone calls between 7 and 8:30, or you could do your emailing to 10 o'clock at night. Some people only start PMing at 10 o'clock at night, so it's a income producing activity time. So that's the only time that you're working, when you're actually physically talking to people. So you need to ask yourself a question, and what I would do if I was you, I would write the question down. Yeah, and the question is, do I want to do this business? And then ask yourself, why do I want to build this business? When do I want to build the business? And what do I want to build the business for? So that's the questions I would ask myself if I were you, and you are the only person can answer that, because you are now sitting on a gold mine. Because from the 1st of January to the end of December of this year, you could actually go for every single incentive that the company's got to offer. If you do this correctly, you could be earning over £2,000 per month by the end of the year. If you do what you're supposed to do and speak to your people, put them on a live webinar, send them out a recording, send them out my 9-minute interview, do a one-on-one with them, bring them to a business opportunity meeting. It's all there for you, folks. If you do all of that, then you will build this business. But if you let January go past and you haven't got 1 or 2 people in your team, you're not building your business, because you should be having at least 1 member per month in your organization. 2 would work the whole mathematical equation out much easier for you. Some people will say to me that they need to know what to say, they need to know what to do. Well, I've got brilliant news for you, folks. I'm working the whole month of January of putting a program together. It's going to be called a pod, and in that pod you will be able to go in and let's say, for instance, you wanted to know what to say on the phone. There'll be training material on there. If you sign somebody into your business and they say, what do I do? You will send them onto this pod, and there will be a beginners list, A, B, C, and D, and this is what they do. This is the first video that they watch. This is the next step they take. Then there'll be another part where it'll say your first step to manager book, page 1 to page 10. This is what you do. Every single thing that you need will be on that pod, and hopefully it'll be ready for February for you. So that's another tool that you have for your business. You already know all the tools that you have. Foreverliving.com is absolutely amazing for all the stuff that you need to know. There's also other things happening that I'm working in January for as well. I've just got the go-ahead and the thumbs up for coming to us this year. Andy Waring has agreed to do for me a full day's training. And Andy, for the new people that's in here this evening, is a very, very successful forever business owner over in the UK, and people from all over the world want Andy to come and speak and do training. So he's coming to do a full day's training for me. Also, I've got the thumbs up from Wes Linden, I think his name is, and he's written the book, The 79 Steps or something to Network Marketing, and it's brilliant. Absolutely, he's an amazing speaker, and he has said yes, he's going to come over for me as well. I've 2 or 3 other people I'm waiting for. Also, the managing director has said he'll come and do a private training for me as well. So you have got all that in front of you to look forward to. So what do you do from here for the new year? Well, I would suggest, now I've looked at all of your businesses, and all of your businesses are at the very beginning, and that's great. In one hand, it's absolutely brilliant, because you are all starting off basically at the same level, under manager level, so you need to do the basics. And the first thing that you do is get your First Steps to Manager book out, and you actually take the time not to skate through it, but to sit down and say to yourself, right, I'm going to put an hour aside to go over this book and for to do it correctly. And on your first page of the book, it will say about your personal goals, your family goals, and your business goals. And what you want to do is really seriously sit down and work out what they are. Because whenever you have a goal or whatever it is that you want to achieve, you must add a feeling to that. And that feeling is the feeling that will help you build your business. Your belly has to be on fire whenever you are thinking about what it is that you want. So whatever you put down, do not write it down in that book unless you've got a feeling attached to it, because it's only a thought. It's not the real thing. So take time to do this for yourselves. If you haven't got it, please, after this webinar, go and order it for yourselves. And the book is called Your Best Year Yet. And that book is amazing, and it's got 10 questions on there, and it takes you 3 hours to answer the 10 questions. I still haven't finished mine, so I am reading the book first, and then I'm going back over it again, and then I'm going to take my 3 hours out and I'm going to do my 10 questions. I was speaking to Emma Cooper, and Emma Cooper said that she went off last year, set her goals just at this time of the year, said to herself what she was going to do, what she wanted to achieve in the year. She came home and that book was sitting on the doorstep, and she read the book, and whenever she read the book, she went and tore up every bit of paper that she'd written on and rewrote her goals out again, because the 10 questions just changed her life completely, and her business quadrupled, no, 3 times in the year. So that book, you need to go and get it for yourselves, Your Best Year Yet. And that's what I would highly recommend that you get. Also, I would say to yourselves that any CDs you're listening to, any books that you're reading, going onto YouTube and listening to all different leaders from all around the industry and taking tips from everybody, do that in non-income producing activity time, because that is to feed your brain and for to help any negativity that might be coming in and any doubts that might be coming in. One of the things that I was saying to Brendan and Sharon, and I was saying to Gail as well, whenever you've got your contact list and you're looking down the people and you start having them thoughts in your head where, oh, I'll not ring her or not ring him, or maybe they'll not be interested and all, and it's just natural what you're thinking, folks, because that's just the way everybody thinks. But you know what I've said to them was, just do it and just forget about the outcome, because that's how we become very, very successful, was by forgetting about the outcome, but doing what you have to do. Now, forgetting about the outcome, how I explained it to them was, if you've ever baked a cake in your life, well, if you imagine all the ingredients going in a bowl, and you put in all the margarine and the sugar and the butter and the flour and the eggs and all the stuff that you've got to put into it, and then you get a whisk and you beat it and you beat it, and sometimes it actually gets into a curdling thing, and you look at it and you never once say to yourself, if you were baking a sponge cake, you know that a beautiful sponge cake is going to come out of that oven if you've got the temperature right, that is. But when you look in that bowl, you never say to yourself, oh gosh, wonder what's going to come out of this bowl. You just let go of the outcome, because the cake's going to come out of the oven. And that's exactly the same thing whenever you are contacting people on your contact list. Forget about the outcome, but just contact them, because the way this business is growing, if you don't, somebody else will. Then that's just, you know, that's what happens. You need to start counting your CCs, and you need to start counting up how many CCs you need for this, how many CCs you need for that, and you need to start learning the currency of forever. Just as the euro is the currency of Europe, CCs are the currency of forever. And so start learning the currency of forever. I did a formula up one time, and I was talking to Teresa about it yesterday, that I need to change it. And I will give you the formula, and it is a little sheet. And it said 1cc equals X amount of pounds. If you're an assistant supervisor, it equals this amount of pounds. And it went right down to whatever you are as a manager. And then you were able to work out, well, if I do 10ccs, I will earn this amount of money. If I bring in somebody into my business, I will earn this amount of money. And after all, folks, that's why we're in the business. We're in the business to earn the money. Now, it mightn't be the money, which is the same with me. It's not the money that excites me, but it's what I can get with the money that excites me, and what I can do with the money excites me. So that mightn't be you. You know, maybe money does excite you, but majority of people, is what they can do with the money that really, really excites them. So when you put down in your dream board the things that you want and the things that you want to do, well then you've got to work out how much money that's going to cost. And if you want to leave your job, or if you want to open up your own salon, or you want to do this, or you want to do that, you need to go off and find out how much money it's going to cost you. The day that I decided that on the project that I am doing and want to do, the day that I decided that I wanted to do it, I had to find out how much would that cost me to do that. And whenever I was finding out how much it would cost me, I didn't dream, and I just couldn't believe that I would be able to have £50,000 surplus to be able to do that. And I'm near at my target, but I needed to know how much money I needed to be able to do what I wanted to do. And sometimes, you know, you think you maybe put something down and it's just ridiculously high money, but don't be afraid to put it down. This business brings in things that is beyond your wildest dreams. And because you've been put down all your life, maybe not intentionally, but you've been put down to believe that you're only worth the minimum wage, or just maybe above the minimum wage. I don't even know how much the minimum wage is. So let's say it's £8 an hour. And if you are on the minimum wage and you're told, well, you're only entitled to the minimum wage, you start to believe that that's all you're worth. And if you're in a really, really, really good job and they're paying you like £16 an hour, well, you believe that that's what you're worth, £16 an hour. So whenever I was started to set my dreams and my goals and whatever, and I was told, don't put any limit on it, I flipping didn't put any limit on it. I was with my guy that sorts out my finances for me today. Haven't been with him for a while, with Drew. And he was sitting talking to me about this guy who comes into him, and he never told me his name, obviously, because it's confidentiality. But he said this guy that comes into him, and he's very well to do, and you know, he's very well off, Bernie, like he's in a really good stable job, and he's, you know, earning over 60,000 a year, like really well paid. And I'm looking at Drew going, 60 grand a year? My God, and you think that's good? And you know, that to me was like years ago would have been like monopoly money. And I was sitting opposite him today thinking, oh my God, I'm worth more than that. That's amazing. So you need to set yourself your sights high, because that is what's going to happen to you in this business. So you need to say to yourselves, right, what am I going to do? What do I need to do? What is A, B, C, and D? And become independent. I'm sure you have heard me saying this before. Become independent as fast as you can, and not be dependent, because the faster you become independent, the faster you bring your people in your team becomes independent, the faster then people becomes independent, and then you've got an independent business, and your business booms when people become independent. So try to become independent as fast as you can. That doesn't mean that you don't get help or support or anything that you need. Like if you write down everything that Forever has to supply for you, it's all there for you, folks. You've got your success day, you've got your business opportunity meeting, you've got a training, you've got online training, you've got your webinar, you've got recorded webinars, you've got me, your sponsor, it's all there for you. You've got your warehouse, you've got your staff doing the paperwork for you, you've got trainings on foreverliving.com. It's all there for you. I don't think you realise that everything is there. You've just got to put it all together to suit you. And write down the things that you're going to do each day, and then you say you're going to do this each day, you're going to do that each day, you're going to speak to that many people, you're going to make that many calls, you're going to do so many PMs, you're going to do so many emails, you're going to physically speak to people, you're going to talk to people about your products. I'm going to sell 2 or 3 products a day, whatever it is. But you need to know what you're going to do in your business. And that's how you need to get the manager first. And getting the manager is where everything starts happening. So your first goal is to put down the manager level at 48% and get there as fast as you can. And if you have 5 people in your team, get 5 people going for supervisor, that gets you the manager. Or you have 5 people in your team plus yourself, that's 6, each of them doing 10 cc's a month, that's 60 cc's. Do that 1 month, do that the next month, and that's you the manager. But you need to put your feet firmly on the ground and get yourself started, folks. January is a wonderful month to say, yes, we're getting started. I'm working in the background for lots of stuff to be able to help you, and more tools for you, more training for you, whatever. But if you are not doing the basics and you're not doing, look folks, it's not going to work for you, and you're going to drive yourselves mental. Why did you join the business? Why did you come on board? And the question I asked you was why you're on this webinar this evening. Now I'm going to open your microphones, and if anybody wants to tell me why they're on if you can close your microphone so that the noise doesn't annoy everybody else, that would be great. So if you can make sure you're muted at the other end. And if anybody would like to say to me why they are on this webinar this evening so I can help you. Kirsty, I can't seem to open your self-muted and is muted by the organizer. I can't seem to open your microphone. I don't know why. Mute all, take all off. Let's see. Can't unmute you, Kirsty. Kirsty, can you speak? No. Sheena, can you speak? No. Sharon, can you say hello?
Hi, Bernie.
Thank you, Sharon. Somebody spoke to me. Yay! So, Sharon, what was the 3 things you wrote? Do you want to say one of them that you wrote down while you're on this webinar this evening?
Our first one is actually to build our business and our team. We really do want to start building it, and we have our date to become a manager, and that is our goal over the next 3 months, 4 months.
Excellent.
6 months, well. Red and shouting 6 months.
3 months was a better statement. Yeah. Right. So do you understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying to you, you've got to do the basics? We can provide all this stuff and all for you, but if the basics aren't going on, if you're not talking to people, nothing will happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you can read all the books you want, you can go on all the trainings you want and whatever, but if you're not talking to people, you're not working.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're beginning to realize that now.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Sharon. And do you want to share anything else with me?
I just think that you're saying about the manager's book, Bernie, that's one thing we looked at, but we never actually done it. But totally we'll be going for it now and getting it out and starting to fill it in, because I don't think it's going to work without it.
Well, Sharon, you're quite right. And when I looked at everybody's business that's on the Golden Achievers, I know that they haven't done the first step to manager, because I would hear you speaking differently. I would hear you asking different types of questions. I would hear you asking this, that, and the other, and I would be able to know you would be supervisor, and then you'd be at least assistant managers if you were doing the first steps to manager book.
Yeah, I just think, I know this past 6 months hasn't been wasted. We've learned a lot, but tonight that kind of feels that, yeah, we should be I don't know, Brent, what do you think? I think we should be further on, you know, wasted. Yeah, I think it has.
But nothing's ever wasted, because I was told one time that whenever the pupils are ready, the teacher will appear.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nothing's ever wasted. You're always learning something, and if you're not learning,
Yeah,
you're rotten.
yeah, we've learned a lot, but I think we could have done more, that kind of thing. Yeah,
Good,
but
good. Thank you for sharing that with us, Sharon.
right.
Anybody else want to come in here? Kate, are you there? Gail, are you there? You have to open your microphones if you want to speak, because I have opened the. That's it, Gail. Well done.
Hi, I'm here.
Good girl. Yeah. So what was the 3 things you wrote down, Gail?
To get the manager, gain knowledge and gain confidence.
Okay. Okay. So get the manager. Can you see now what you're not doing that you need to do?
Yes, of course, yes.
And gain knowledge. Did I answer that question?
Yes.
And what was the last one?
Confidence.
Gain confidence.
Speaking to people
It's a good one. It's actually a good one to write down, Gail. And to answer how do you gain confidence, I've went to more seminars than you have all had hot dinners. And no matter whether I went to this, that, and the other, I had like a quick fix, woohoo, great, whatever, came home. Next day, I was back to Bernie again. And the only reason why I gained confidence was I bit the bullet and did it. And the more I did it, and the more I did it, and the more I did it, the more confidence I got.
Yeah.
And I think that's with everything, because the more you do it, the more you do it. If you think about yourselves, the first time you ever started in a job, and you went in, and sometimes you might even say to yourself, I don't know whether I'm able to do this or not. Am I bluffing my way? And then you said, well, maybe I'll try it. And then they taught you something, and then eventually you were doing the job with your eyes closed. Is that correct?
Yep.
You built the confidence up. You built the confidence. Yep. So you build confidence by doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I said become deep independent very fast, because that builds your confidence up.
Yeah. As you say, just bite the bullet and get on with it. Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Don't think of the result. Just go and do it.
Don't think of the outcome.
Yeah, well done, Gail. And I know Sheena's back in. Sheena, I don't know how long I lost you for there. Are you there, Sheena? You did open your microphone there for a second, Sheena. Whatever you did, you opened your mic and then you put the mute back on again. No, she's lost again. I don't know why she's losing. She's dropping out. Kirsty, I can see you here, but I can't open your microphone for some reason. I don't know why. So we'll have to leave you at that. Okay. Right, so what I want to say to you this evening, folks, is I want you to be reassured that there is a lot of things going on in the background for you, but as you know, there's nothing really that I can physically do for you, bar be there for you, help you on Skype calls and all that type of stuff. But the bottom line is you're the one that has to self-motivate yourselves when you're sitting in your own home, when I'm not there, when Forever's not there. And as we always say, it's what you do in private that builds your business, not when you do what you do in public. You get recognized in public, you get praised in public, but you build your business in private. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would suggest to you is that you sit down, take the time, take 24 hours to think about what you're doing, why you're doing it, where you want to go, and then set your plan out and work your plan. I'm delighted that you were on here this evening. I do hope that you've got something from it, because every little bit of training always helps. But as I said to you, the business is yours. It's in your hands. What you do with it, please keep in contact with me to let me know what's going on, because I will be busy over January for you, but that does not mean that I'm not contactable, and be able to help and support you. If I've recorded this evening, if you just want me to send this recording to you, let me know. But you know, the bottom line is you have to decide to decide. And again, we can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. So thank you for sharing your time with me, and I hope it was of benefit to you. We will be doing lots more of these for you. Maybe we'll do it at a later time so that we're not biting into your activity that you should be doing in the evening. And I hope that was have helped to you. Okay, folks?
Okay, thank you, Bernie.
All right, Gail.
Thanks,
Bye,
Bernie.
love. Bye,
Thanks.
Sharon. Bye, darling.
Bye. Bye.